Cool. Colin, thanks
Yo.
for joining me today, dude.
Heck yeah,
I'm
Reed.
so stoked to have Meraki Mountain Adventures and Courtney with us today in Durango, Colorado and the San Juans. And I'm stoked to have you on to spread the stoke about these amazing mountains and about yourself too. So thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Reed. This is fun. I'm excited it's definitely my passion, and so it's something I can rant about for ages and ages. So yeah, thanks for having me.
I mean, it's been so great to get to know you over the past couple months, and your, not just your business, but your energy and what you do with your time outside of guiding. So I'm excited to explore all that. But before we kind of dig in, like, how did you, tell me a bit about how you got started with Meraki Mountain Adventures or maybe even guiding in general, and your kind of background in outdoor recreation.
Yeah, totally. Man, it all started when I grew up in Wisconsin and then went to college in Gunnison, Colorado at Western, and that's where I found out about these beautiful things called mountains, and it just grew and grew from there. It was an amazing kind of outdoor focused college. They had a wilderness pursuits program where I learned how to rock climb, I learned how to mountain bike, I learned how to backpack. And all these things just lit me up and connected me with other kids at college that were into it. And we started doing it on our own without the wilderness pursuits educators. And it just became a huge thing. And then I shifted my career path. I was like, I really want to do this for a living, and moved my major more into outdoor education focus. So I graduated, it's kind of funny. I graduated with a plan to teach mathematics at an outdoor-based school.
Oh, cool.
At the high school level. And then I bought a one-way plane ticket to New Zealand and learned a lot about myself through some 2.5 years of travel, and really realized my passion was less about the school setting and more about just working with people in the outdoors, not just kids, but all people. Because I feel like I really found myself through outdoor adventures, and has just made my life so much better. And so I think in today's world, it's so easy to get into our devices and so many jobs on the computer, and we just get disconnected from this beautiful natural world. And so, yeah, it really kind of just grew and grew into how do I help people connect with the outdoors, connect with themselves, push limits. And now I've been working in outdoor education and guiding for 10 years in different modalities, in different states, in different countries. And I moved to Durango 3 years ago and absolutely fell in love with this place. It was just like, this is it. This is my jam. I'm done being a nomadic traveler. I want to put roots down. This is where I want to be for the next 30 years. And it was like, well, rather than getting another guide job, it's time to start your own business, which has been so fun because at 10 years of doing it for different companies, you pick up things that you like, things that you don't like. And it's like, now I'm going to run it the way I think is going to create the best experience for clients. And yeah, it's just been really, it's been really cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, you've been at it for a while, and your diversity of experience is amazing. And I know we probably don't have a ton of time to go into all of it, but I definitely want to link to your About Us page where you go into your international work that you've done, and it's wild, but it's cool that you found roots. I'm still 50% there. I'm like still 50% nomadic, but I know I still want to be in Durango for 30 plus years too.
Yeah.
Where does the name Meraki come from? How did you decide on that, and what's the background behind it?
Yeah, it's super cool. It just aligns with me just to a T, kind of talking about how this is my passion, this is my jam, this feels like my soul's work, this is what I want to do forever. I came across Meraki, which is an old Greek word, and it means to put your heart, soul, and creativity into the work that you do. And I was like, this is perfect. People feel it on my tours. Like, this is my heart and soul. This is my jam. And then the tagline at the top is guided tours for all ages and abilities. And that's kind of something I always want people to see, is that this is for all ages and abilities. Like, no matter what your age is, no matter what your experience level is, like, we got you. And we're going to create like an amazing time out in nature that fits you.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. I think that it's more than a tagline. It's inclusion. It's really thinking about everybody and the value that you offer, and the experience of being in nature is not just for the fit or the active or the extreme.
Totally.
And I think, especially for those that are more intimidated or don't feel like they're always included, it's even greater value because they don't get to do it as often.
Yeah. It's all about just meeting people where they're at and working with it from there, because there's profound experiences to be had in riding the train. I mean, that train is so cool, like going right behind these mountains to Silverton. Like, it's mind-boggling, even for like an avid outdoor enthusiast like myself. When I got to go on the train and rode it to Silverton, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and it's awe-inspiring, even at these, like, riding the train or going for a 20-mile mountain bike ride. Like,
Right.
both things can be awe-inspiring.
Yeah. And different levels for different people. And I think keeping that perspective is really critical.
Yeah. And that's kind of my bread and butter. Like, that's my favorite thing, is working with beginners or first timers or people who identify with being a little out of shape and like, oh, I'm kind of nervous, I want to do this, but I don't know. And it's like, I love meeting people in that space and being like, hey, we can change things, we can twist things, oh yeah, why don't we go do this instead?
Let's sit down on the paddleboard.
Yeah, totally. Like,
right.
you don't have to stand up. We've got seats. Let's sit you down on the paddleboard. Let's get it like a kayak. And even like I pivot on trails too. Like I took out a woman who maybe overemphasized her hiking skills and pivoting in the moment and being like, well, why don't we do this? Or rather than going where I thought we were going to go, let's go over here. And just, it was a great day. It met her where she was and she loved it. She had a great time out in nature. And it's like, that's what I'm here to do. Right. Doesn't matter if it's 15 miles or 1 mile. 1 mile back in the woods is an incredible experience.
Yeah, time spent outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's good.
For those that haven't been to the San Juans or Durango, how would you describe this area to someone that made you fall in love with it and what keeps you here?
Yeah, I mean, the San Juans are so special, and I would say a big part of what makes them special is, like, this is where the desert meets the mountains, and, like, lush mountains, like aspens and streams and wildflowers, and so it's, like, lush mountains, because, like, Arizona's got where the desert meets the mountains, New Mexico's got it, but those mountains are not like these. They're not like this lush, vibrant, life everywhere kind of mountains, but then because we're so close to the desert, we have sunshine almost every single day. It's like a storm rolls in, it dumps, it's gone, it's back to sunshine. And so abundant sunshine, big mountains. Like, even I had some friends come down from Crested Butte a couple weeks ago and taking that drive from here. My buddy's like, dude, the San Juans are incredible. Like, they're gnarly. They're massive. And he's like, these really are the coolest mountains of Colorado. And to me, they definitely are. And then I think one of the other things that makes the San Juans different, which, don't tell everyone. Mind you, we are kind of telling everyone.
Luckily, it's a small subscriber base right now.
Yeah. But being 6.5 hours from Denver, like, it's a trek to get down here and flying in. Some people don't like the smaller airport, so it means, like, our mountains are quieter. Like, the trails aren't packed. You get these nature experiences. You might be out on a trail for a couple hours and not see another human. So if you're willing to, like, go further down a bumpy dirt road or go further out, like, you can find that solitude here.
Totally.
Versus I think on the Front Range, it's quite hard to find / nearly impossible, especially on a weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, even a few hours or the I-70 corridor or other places that are just kind of within a half day or day trip. It just changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the places that exist for convenience for people, but this is definitely a special place to visit and spend a lot of time if you do come to visit.
Yeah,
there's so much to do that stay longer, spend more time with locals, and
you can. I mean, that's why I'm like, I'll be here for the next 30 years, and I will not run out of adventures.
Too many peaks. Too many things.
Yeah, so many things to get after. But you can do it in any way, really. Like, if you only got 3 days, you can make it an epic 3 days.
Yeah.
If you can pull off 7, it's going to be a great 7. You want to stay for 2 weeks, you're not going to get bored.
Right.
Yeah.
I would add on that the towns are pretty cool too. Like, when you're done with the outdoor adventures, we've got cool local businesses and breweries and bars and restaurants where you can never get tired of, like, eating at the same place.
Totally.
That's really cool.
Yep. I really do love that about Durango. Such a cute downtown, and a lot of, like, health conscious places too, where people are very mindful of where they're sourcing their ingredients from, which I really appreciate. And yeah, the town, like I was telling somebody the other day, that it's got heart and soul. And I think sometimes that's harder to find nowadays in these small Colorado mountain towns or bigger towns where it's like, it's just gotten bought out by all second homeowners and it's $1 million to live there. And some of these down to earth people just can't afford it. So they bail, like Breckenridge, Keystone.
It only feels like a tourist town, which brings in the Disney World vibe. And
yeah,
I know tourism is hard to manage
yeah.
and hard to plan for, but yeah, I think because there's a good, strong local community.
Yeah, totally. And the college here keeps kind of like a younger, a little bit more forward-thinking population too. I think it adds a nice twist that makes Durango having Fort Lewis here.
Yeah, for sure. You offer a lot of different type of tours. You've got hiking, mountain biking, paddleboarding, and rock climbing. I wouldn't mind diving into maybe a few of these specifically.
Yeah, totally. Sure.
With your hiking tours, do you take people? What are the options? Is it, you mentioned you offer it for all levels? Are you taking people like in town? Can you take them out in the bigger mountains, summit peaks? What kind of tours do you offer?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, a wide variety. And I really love hopping on the phone with clients, even if they book a tour online through my website and I just got a notification the tour has been booked. I still call and follow up to be like, what are you looking for? What's your fitness level? What's gonna put the biggest smile on your face? Let's aim for that. And so all of my hiking tours, hiking's really important to have that follow-up call and understand. Like even I just took out a family from Belgium last week and they don't really have much desert ecosystems out there. So like it's hot. I'm kind of more prone to bringing people to the mountains and the lush forest. But I told them, like, what are you guys looking for? We can do a forested hike. We can do a desert hike. We can do this. We can do that. How long are you thinking? And they're like, oh, we'd really love to, like, spend a little time in the desert. And I was like, okay, it's August, but we can spend time in the desert. And so took them out to Horse Gulch, which is my favorite kind of area that's got, like, the cactus. And you still got junipers and pinyon pines to get some shade breaks. But it's just got more of that desert feel to it. So, the hikes are really customizable between like what kind of ecosystem you want to be in. Do you want to be by water? Do you want to be in aspens? Do you want to go hard? Do you want to just kind of wander and enjoy? And all my tours so I do a shorter hiking tour, a medium length hiking tour, and I just started offering a big full day hiking tour.
Cool.
So the medium and the full day, I both offer lunch. So I do organic sandwiches through Durango Natural Foods Co-op. We let them pick out what kind of sandwich they want. I go pick them up in the morning before the tour and we take off. You get to like have a nice break and just sit in nature and enjoy a good sandwich and chips. And I usually bring bubbly waters on those tours too.
Yeah, these are great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice little cold bubbly water.
So then basically you're picking a duration and you can pick where you want to go. You're not just like hitting the same go-to places. It's super custom based on their ability.
Yeah. And if people want to go hard, I've got options in the mountains. We can go up and go around Engineer. If people want to get some vert in for the day, it's fun to take them up to Castle Rock because that view is incredible. And it's a good butt kicker to get up there if they're like, I want to go hard. Yeah,
so. I think it's also super valuable to have somebody along with guided trips and guided hikes. If somebody's on the fence about why guided versus do it yourself, what would you say? If they're thinking about taking a guided trip, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of it is like the lack of planning. If you're here, you're probably on vacation. And so all the time spent behind a computer researching this trail, how long is it, how much vertical gain, what's the elevation, maybe we shouldn't do that one. Talking to a local guide and just laying it out there, what you're looking for, what your fitness level is, and be like, cool, I got you. Yeah, I know where to take you. This is going to be great. So it just takes the ease off, takes the stress off, and
weather planning. There's so many other things that go
so many
into
different factors. And then also, like, I carry a hefty first aid kit. I've got bear spray. I've got a GPS. Like, I'm ready for any sort of medical emergency that could happen out there. And if you're not used to the elevation, sometimes your body acts a little bit funny. You're like, is this normal? Is this concerning? And it's like being with a guide who's got their wilderness first responder is really helpful to be like, okay, let's try this. I'm going to give you a bit of this. We're going to try a little bit of this. Let's check in 10 minutes, see how your symptoms are. So it's good to have a guide for whatever medical stuff could show up to help you take the stress off of where do we go and what should we do. And then getting to learn about local stuff. Like, I'm passionate about these mountains and these forests, so I know things about the trees and the plants and the ecosystems and a little bit about the geology. I'm not a big geologist, but know a little bit about what's going on in these mountains and how they were formed. So you'll learn a lot of cool things from a local guide too, even if you're like, well, I can hike on my own. It's like, okay, yeah, and you probably can, and you'll probably be fine. But there is kind of perks to hiring a local guide to just learn and be taken care of and not have to worry about lunch and just be like, cool. And so I do transportation too, so I pick people up as long as they're within 5 miles of Durango. If they're outside of Durango and on the way to whatever adventure, that's fine. I'll pick them up on the way. And so can be really nice, especially like a family of 4, just organizing everything. And I just show up at the Airbnb like, hey, and they're like, hey, we got 5 more minutes. It's like, yeah, get the kids ready. You're cool.
Yeah.
Hop in the truck and
that's
away
huge.
we go. So yeah, transportation's nice too, to just not have to worry about any of it.
There's a huge value in it. And you're supporting a local economy. I mean, absolutely love
Yes.
guided trips. So.
Yeah, totally.
Same for mountain biking. Of course, all the value propositions that you mentioned, but you can, if they don't have a rental bike, you can bring one for them, or you can meet them at the bike shop, transport the bikes for them. So
usually I don't even have to. Like, I do all the rentals ahead of time, so I just get their height and their weight. The bike shop adjusts the suspension accordingly, get the right helmets, load them up onto the back of the Suburban, and then they're ready to go. I pick them up from the hotel or the Airbnb, and we're just ready to head straight to the trailhead.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a really great value. Yeah. There's so much here, but what are some of your go-to mountain bike trails or systems that people that visit Durango really end up loving so far?
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends upon people's ability levels. Durango's not great for beginners, but we do have one really nice beginner's trail that's kind of the go-to, the Spurline Trail. Mm-hmm. And then everything else starts getting into the intermediates, which is awesome because I get a lot of people that have like mountain biked a little bit, or they're coming from more flatland, but they do a little mountain biking. And so I love to bring people up into Twin Buttes and loop around Twin Buttes because they get used to the bike on the way up, and then we start going down, and I can teach techniques and do some critiquing and help them become better mountain bikers. And that trail kind of progresses, and then I love if you loop out to the far west, and then it's like these huge flowy lefts and rights, and by that time people are pretty used to their bikes and they're just loving it. And then if we've got time, I mean, I charge a little bit more for bringing people all the way out to Phil's World, but of course Phil's World is such a destination for a reason. There's incredible trails out there, so it's fun to bring people there. And then right up here, I mean, if people are really skilled and they want to go hard, Engineer Mountain Trail off the top of Coalbank Pass is absolutely top notch.
Yeah, past the EMT, if you can get up here. And then Phil's World, like you said, for just the right season, especially shoulder seasons on the
Yeah, because it does get pretty hot out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Let's get into rock climbing.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how do you choose the climbing spots in Durango where you take clients? Are there multiple options? And then finally, like, what type of climbing do you find here in Durango?
Yeah, so we've got predominantly sandstone, which is really nice. It's super grippy. It's good for beginners. It's really fun for intermediates. It's just great rock to climb on. We have really high quality rock here. Okay. And so I've got 2 different main spots that I bring people to. One that is just my fave, that's like beginner intermediate friendly. It doesn't have a lot of like intermediate advanced routes. So if I get people that have been climbing a fair bit, then I bring them to the other spot because it's got more advanced routes. But the intermediate beginner one is so nice because it's like a 20-minute hike up into a ponderosa forest. You get this true like nature immersion spot. It's stunning rock and really good beginner's route. So I get a fair amount of people that have climbed in the gym before but have never climbed outside. It's really wonderful to create that transition because it's intimidating. Like, the gym's this very controlled setting where you know everything and whatnot. So to go climbing outside, which is kind of really what like climbing's really all about, is getting outside and climbing on rocks. Yeah. Like, that's where it was invented before gyms were ever invented. Right. So, but it's intimidating. So it's really cool to hire a guide, and I'm a certified rock climbing instructor. So to know that somebody is knows what they're doing and is going to set up the anchors properly and belay properly. And I love teaching people how to belay. And, you know, if somebody's brand new to it, I'll teach them a belayer and then set somebody else up as a backup belayer. And then I'm monitoring while the climber's going up to make sure everything's going right. But it's empowering to bring a group of friends out or family out. They can do it together. They can do the whole thing, the belaying, the backup, the climbing, and I'm just like making sure it's all being done properly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's really fun.
Cool.
And then sometimes people are just like,
yeah, no,
you're the pro, you belay. And I'm like, cool, I'll belay all day. We're good. And so, yeah, it's really good. I love, and that's probably my favorite activity to guide because it's so like empowering, and everybody's got some level of fear of heights, some bigger, some smaller. It's what's kept us alive. But when we work with our fears and we overcome them, that transfers into life in general. When you go to the rock face, you're like, oh my God, we booked this for so-and-so, but I guess I'm going to try it. And then like you get 5 feet up and come back down. Cool. I get 10 feet up, come back down. Cool. I'm going all the way to the top, get all the way to the top. Oh man, the stoke on that person. And they're like, I never thought I could do it, and I did it. And like that applies to life. You go back home, and these other things that feel scary that you don't know if you can do, you've got this new sense of like, I can do scary things. Like I crushed it on that rock wall. Yeah, like the life skills just transfer from that, and the teamwork of it, and the trust, and learning to trust the gear, and trusting your belayer. Like there's so many awesome like undertones of life skills that come through rock climbing, and I love watching that happen with my guests out on a day on the rock, and then we're walking back to the car and they're just like, oh my God, that was incredible, I can't believe I did that. And I was like, you did that, you're freaking awesome.
Right, and you did that. Like you're not doing it for them. That's huge. You're there, you're supporting. But yeah, it's a very empowering.
And I always like to start small. I like to set small hopes. Like, what's your hope for this? Are you going to try to, how about that spot on the rock? That's about 6 feet up. You think you can get to that? Yeah, I can get to that. Okay. And then, like some of the scariest parts of climbing is coming back down. Yeah. So I get people sitting into their harnesses, weighting the rope, letting go with their hands. Holy crap. Okay, we're safe.
Breathe.
We're good. Holy crap. And then I teach them how to lower. And I always practice that at small heights, that first 5, 6 up. Okay, how did that feel? Do you want to go further? Okay, let's go a little further. Okay, before you get to the top, let's practice that sitting back and trusting the system and trusting your belayer and lowering a little bit. So it's just nice to work with people from there. And then sometimes I get people that have climbed a fair bit, and it's like, we don't need to do any of that. Like they just want to go have fun. And it's like, go for it. And then it's just about encouraging them. No, they don't need anything.
They don't need the beta.
We've got, it's got all the gear, all the stuff, and all the beta. Can really design a day based off of what people are looking for.
Yeah, it's huge what you said about just like transferring with you. And I think it's all connected. I think time spent outside it's not just about the activity you do. It's just so much of it stays with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, totally.
It's subtle, but I think it's empowering.
But powerful.
Yeah,
totally.
That's amazing. It's so cool that you get to lead people through that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's why I'm going to do this for the next 30 years. Yeah. Like, this is my jam.
It's greater than just running the trip. It's human empowerment.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Connection, and it's wonderful.
Lastly, you also offer really cool experiences with paddleboarding tours. I love paddleboarding personally. I think it's one of the favorite probably water activities. I do it a lot in the ocean, but here on big lakes in different ways too. It's incredible. What are the different places you can go paddleboarding in Durango? Where do you lead tours? I know you have lakes, rivers, if you can go a bit into the different options.
Yeah, totally. So there's not many companies for leading a stand-up paddleboarding tour. You can go rent your own paddleboard, blow it up at wherever you want, and go play. But it is nice, once again, for all those reasons of hiring a guide. So I've got access to an incredible mountain lake where we went with these islands we can go have lunch on. And I mean, you're actually looking at these mountains and a few other ones. It's just, that trip is really special. That trip is mind-blowing kind of beauty. And the paddleboards are sweet because all of mine have seat attachments so people can sit down with a backrest and they can use it like a kayak. They can stand up, they can paddle. And I always bring ropes because sometimes it gets windy And many of times I have towed kids and clients back because the wind might pick up more as the tour goes on, and then towing them back. And you try to pay attention to the weather so we're not white capping it back to the trailhead. But that trip is just so special. And then the other one that's like really iconic is the Animas River is huge in this town. It's the heart of Durango. Like the river runs right through town. Rafting is a huge thing here. Fly fishing, like that river is so much. So I do a paddleboarding trip on the river, which is actually I do two, which are really fun. The one's really mellow, just a quick little float where we go up above the rapids, put in on the north side of town, float to before any rapids. It's just a 1.5 2-mile float. We throw river anchors in because we're not supposed to land on the shore. And that way we can just float in the water, eat snacks, hang out, go for a little swim, get back on the boards, pull the anchors, and finish the float. And then the other one that's really nice this time of year when the river flows come down a bit is to paddle upstream. So it's a little bit more of a workout. We're not fighting much current right now, which is nice. But I put in on the north side of town and then paddle upstream where it gets so quiet. I mean, the wildlife out there, I've seen eagles on that trip before. The cows are grazing right out there, and people can paddle up as much as they want. And they're like, okay, I'm cooked. And you're like, cool, let's throw the anchors in, let's chill, let's have a snack. And it's like, all right, let's pull the anchors, and we can literally just let the river do all the work, and we're going to come right back to where we started. So that's a really nice tour too.
Amazing. So it's all flat water. You don't have to worry about whitewater
stand-up
paddleboarding.
No,
so
I mean, people do that.
Friendly.
Yeah, people do that, but it's pretty wild.
Right.
And it's just something I don't want to take clients on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, essentially, you're on the river, but it's flat water, and you can still be a beginner that hasn't paddleboarded before and get into it. So moving on to sort of your insider tips of visiting the San Juans and visiting Durango. What are good times of the year for different things?
Yeah.
Because I know, you mentioned wildflowers. When do you want to come see those? If you want to come for mountain biking, what are the different options, and what do you think?
Yeah, totally. I mean, each one's its own answer, but wildflowers probably beginning of July it's all based off of how much snow we got the winter before, how quickly it warmed up, how fast that snow melted. But usually mid-July is pretty ideal for wildflowers. They finished a little earlier. I mean, they're kind of pretty wrapped up now by August. So, yeah, and then mountain biking, if you want to play in the desert, it gets hot in the summer. So that might be better done in like the spring and the fall. We've got incredible aspen color changes in the fall, so it's really nice to come lavish in the beauty of the changing aspens and go mountain biking and go hiking. Summer's great for paddleboarding because it's a little warmer. Like August is ideal. The mountain lake has warmed up a bit more. The river is good. If you want to raft, it's better in the spring when the river is flowing a bit faster, or like early summer, like June.
Right. Yeah, anytime you come, there's always something.
Yeah,
it's always a great season to be outside here.
And then if you come in the winter, like there's great skiing.
Oh, there's so much.
Incredible beauty.
Yeah, backcountry, snowshoeing, cross country.
Yeah, totally.
We'll have to do a whole different episode around that one. One thing I really love about you, Colin, is your passion for the environment. Can you share a bit about what your Leave No Trace education that you do on the tours, and why is that important to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, these mountains are so special. They're life-giving in so many different ways, and we have to protect them. Like, they're only going to stay that way if we are educating people on how to recreate responsibly out here and all these little things that you don't think about. Like, yeah, toilet paper in these ecosystems actually takes like 6 to 9 months to break down, and that trail sees sometimes 50 to 100 people in a day, and over a week now 700 people have looked at your toilet paper, and it's like, that's gross.
Yeah.
So pack out your toilet paper.
Right.
I mean, I have these conversations in a little softer way, but all those little details, I think a big thing on my tours is kiddos, of course, wanting to feed wildlife, and it's coming from their heart. They're like, I got snacks. You look hungry. I'll share.
Marmot.
Yeah, and I can share. And it's like, no, that actually, it teaches the wildlife to come to humans for food, and then they actually teach their young to go to humans to find food, and the young grow up not knowing how to find their own food, and then we're not there, and they're not getting as much nutrients as they need. So just trying to keep the wildlife wild and pack out what we pack in. Things take a lot longer to break down in nature than we might think they are, even if it's a organic apple peel or orange peel. Yeah, it's organic and it came from nature, but in this ecosystem, that can take 2 years to break down.
Yeah,
and
it didn't come from here.
It didn't come from
Yeah.
here, so then the animals that might eat it can upset their stomach, make them sick, because they're not used to the things that are in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the education and the why behind what not to do is really the critical piece.
Totally.
I think Leave No Trace talks about it, that 4 out of 5 people that are educated in Leave No Trace are much more likely to protect the place.
Yeah.
But the percentage of people that recreate outdoors, the numbers are still staggering, and how the people don't know the why behind it. So
yeah,
I really
and that's
appreciate.
Yeah,
the
I
time
always
you
try to
spend.
teach that. It's so important to teach the why, not just tell people, don't do this, you need to do that. It's like, be soft. Hey, we all had to learn this at some point.
Yeah.
I didn't know it going into it. At some point, somebody taught me, and teaching the why in just a soft way it sticks. And,
I'm still making mistakes, and I think that's a huge thing to acknowledge too. Is that it's a spectrum, and we're always going to be working towards finding your place on it, and but realizing that nobody's perfect, and then we all work towards it. Right? A better place.
Totally.
Cool. Where can people find you? Is there anything that I missed that you'd like to add about Meraki and why I come adventure with Colin?
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram at Meraki Mountain Adventures, on Google too. Read some reviews, feel good about your choices. We've got the website up to learn a lot more about the tours. It's Meraki-MA for mountainadventures.com. On Facebook too, Meraki Mountain Adventures. And then you can find me on TripOutside too. And I hope you guys can feel it. Like, my heart and soul is in this, and that's why you should come do a tour with Meraki, because I'm going to customize it to make it the best day possible and help teach you things. And I do hope to grow this business to eventually have 3-4 guides, couple of vehicles taking people out, but I'm going to be so picky about who I hire, because my approach to guiding is what makes Meraki, and I am only going to bring somebody onto the team if their heart and soul is in this, that care to want to take care of people and just make it a great day and meet them where they're at and be able to make alterations on the fly. It's really important to me, so I'm going to be super picky to who I bring onto this team, and they're going to run tours in the same way.
That's amazing. Thank you for that, because it's really important to be doing what you love, and that really shows through your message, your work, because that keeps people going outside to have good positive experiences.
And that's like huge, is to empower people to take these experiences back home. Paddleboards aren't that expensive now, and it's like, if you can paddleboard here, there's probably a river or lake not that far away from where you live. What a great way to get the family out. Let's go paddleboarding, hiking, finding hiking trails. I taught a couple from Austin about this really cool app called All Trails. And they're like, what? And so now they're going back to Austin. They want to get into hiking. They want to get in shape a little bit more and learning about the difficulties of the different trails. What you do here in Durango, you can bring back home and grow this more for you, your friends, your families. Just such healthy things that just make us feel alive and make us feel connected to this beautiful planet we call home, and find other people smiling in the outdoors and having these positive experiences and just ultimately making our world a better place.
Yeah, absolutely. Get outside, connect with others, connect with people, connect with yourself, connect with nature. That's our mission, and then work to protect it.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining me. Thanks, Colin, for taking your time today and spending it with me and chatting about all the amazing things that you do and what you love. I hope you enjoyed this, and we look forward to going out with Meraki and our adventures ourselves. I can't wait to go out rock climbing myself personally.
Totally.
So we'll post about that.
Yeah,
if you have any questions, comment below or reach out to Colin on all his contact information. We'll add links to all the things that we talked about today in the details. And thanks for your time.
Yeah, and my phone number is on the Google page and whatnot. I love chatting about adventures and things, so feel free to call that number. You'll get me, and we can talk about options and stuff too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See
Thanks,
you, buddy.
guys.